From insane superpowers to odd memories, here are 10 shocking brain facts that you wish you knew earlier. Number 10. You can't breathe and think at the same time. There was an experiment conducted where researchers measured brain activity while people breathed normally and while they were focusing on their breath. What they found was that focusing on breathing heavily reduced the brain's ability to process other information. This means that your brain cannot focus on both breathing and thinking at the same time. It also means that if you want to get someone to listen to what you have to say, it might be best not to interrupt them while they're in the middle of a breath. Otherwise, they might just not hear what you have to say. The researchers published their findings in the journal Current Biology in 2015. According to this study, when participants consciously focused on their breathing, it reduced their ability to think about anything else by up to 85%. No. 9. Your brain plays tricks on you while you're sleeping. Have you ever had a dream that you were falling? If so, you've probably experienced one of the most common types of dreams that people have. Dreams about falling are often caused by changes in your brain's activity during REM sleep. Your brain can even play tricks on you while you're awake. In some cases, these tricks can be harmless. Like when you see a friend across the room and think you recognize them, but then you realize it was just someone who looks like them. Other times, these tricks can be more dangerous, like when you're driving, and your brain plays tricks on you, making it look like there's a pedestrian crossing the street when there isn't. This can cause you to slam on the brakes and possibly get into an accident. One study found that these kinds of brain tricks happen more often than we realize. In one experiment, researchers monitored the brain activity of 31 people while they were performing various tasks. They found that the brain's visual system is constantly generating signals even when they're not easy to see. These signals can be picked up by the brain and interpreted as meaningful, which can lead to things like false memories or even hallucinations. No. 8. Your brain can make you feel emotions that aren't real. We've all felt emotions before: happiness, sadness, anger, fear. But did you know that your brain can make you feel emotions that aren't real? This happens through something called the limbic system, which is the part of the brain responsible for processing emotions. The limbic system can sometimes go into overdrive and produce emotions that are stronger than the situation calls for. This can result in feeling overwhelmed with emotion, like when you're feeling so sad that you think you might cry. It can also lead to feeling emotions that are out of place, like feeling happy when you should be sad. This is called emotional dysregulation, and it's a common symptom of mental disorders like depression and anxiety. Number 7. Your brain creates a memory of your first kiss that's totally different from reality. Do you remember your first kiss? If so, you're not alone. First kisses are one of the most common memories that people have. But according to neuroscientists, our brains create a memory of our first kiss that's totally different from reality. In fact, we remember our first kiss as being much more intense and passionate than it actually was. This is because the brain releases a hormone called oxytocin during the first kiss. Oxytocin is the same hormone that's released when we hug someone we love or when we give birth. It makes us feel connected to others, and it can create a strong sense of intimacy. Our brains love oxytocin so much that they create a memory of our first kiss that's filled with all the positive emotions that come along with it. This is why it's so hard to forget your first kiss. It's because our brains are trying to hold on to that feeling of connection and intimacy for as long as possible. No. 6. Your brain can remember things that never happened to you. We all have memories that we're pretty sure are accurate, but what if I told you that your brain can remember things that never happened to you? This may sound crazy, but it's actually a thing, and it's called false memory. False memory is when your brain remembers something that didn't actually happen. This can happen for a number of reasons. Sometimes it's because our brain is trying to fill in the gaps in our memory. For example, if you were at a party and you remember talking to someone, but you can't remember what they looked like, your brain might fill in the blank with someone you vaguely resemble. Other times, false memory is the result of suggestion. For example, if you were in an accident and you were told that you had amnesia, your brain might start to believe that you don't remember things about the accident, even if you do. No. 5. You don't actually see colors. You just think you do. We all see colors every day. But what if I told you that you don't actually see colors? Instead, you just think you do. Seeing color is a complex process that involves the eyes, the brain, and the environment. When light hits an object, some is absorbed and reflected. The light that's reflected enters your eye and hits the retina. The retina then sends signals to the brain, which interprets them as a certain color. But here's the catch. The brain doesn't know what any color actually looks like. It just knows what the signals mean. So the next time you look at a blue sky, ask yourself, what does blue actually look like? If you can't answer that question, then you're re-seeing what the signals tell you to see instead of what your brain thinks you see. No. 4. Your brain has superpowers. Did you know that your brain has superpowers? Here are just a few examples. First, your brain can control your body. With your thoughts, you can move your arm, kick a ball, walk down the street, all without even realizing it. Your brain is also responsible for your senses. You can see, hear, touch, smell, and taste, all thanks to your brain. Your brain is also responsible for your emotions. It controls how you feel when you're happy, sad, angry, or scared. It's also responsible for your personality. Your brain is what makes you you. Finally, your brain can learn new things. You can acquire new skills, knowledge, and abilities simply by practicing and repeating them over time. So don't underestimate the power of your brain. It's capable of amazing things. No. 3. You have two brains. Did you know that you actually have two brains? The second one is located in your gut. Your gut brain is a group of neurons that control the functions of your digestive system. These neurons are located in the walls of your stomach and intestines, and they reconnected to each other and to your central brain by way of the vagus nerve. The gut brain can communicate with the central brain, telling it things like whether or not your stomach is full, or if you need to use the restroom. This allows your brain to control the functions of your digestive system. So even though you only have one head, you actually have two brains. No. 2. Your brain can keep you from dying. Did you know that your brain can keep you from dying? When you experience a near-death event, your brain goes into survival mode and pumps adrenaline into your bloodstream. This adrenaline gives you a burst of energy that can help you perform actions that you might not otherwise be able to. For example, you might be able to lift a car off of someone you love, even though you were not strong enough to do so under normal circumstances. You might be able to run faster, jump higher, or fight off an attacker, even though you've never been athletic or trained in combat. This is because your brain is essentially overriding your physical limitations. When you experience a near-death event, it's doing this in order to protect you and keep you alive. No one. Your brain is always changing. We often think of our brains as static entities, but the truth is that they're always changing. This process is called neuroplasticity, and it's how your brain adapts to new experiences and information. Neuroplasticity allows you to learn new things, form new memories, and change your behavior. It's a key factor in your brain's ability to heal itself from injuries or illnesses. So don't think of your brain as a static entity. It's always changing and adapting, and that's a good thing. If you liked this video, check out more like it on our channel, and make sure to subscribe for more fun facts about the human brain. Thanks for watching.